to think attraction was obvious, that if someone wanted you, they'd say it. Clear words, clear signals, no guessing. But real life didn't work like that. Instead, I noticed something quieter happening. A shift in energy before any confession. A presence before permission. Maybe you felt this too. She's not flirting openly. She's not making bold moves. Yet something feels different when you're around her. The space feels warmer. The silence feels intentional. Her body seems to respond before her words ever do. And that's the part most people miss. Because desire, especially female desire, rarely announces itself. It reveals itself through posture, through distance, through small, almost unconscious physical choices. Once you learn to notice those signs, you stop chasing clarity. You start recognizing attraction as it's forming. And everything changes from there.
Here's something psychology has been clear about for decades. Most attraction is communicated non-verbally. Albert Mehrabian's work on communication showed that emotional intent is carried far more by tone, expression, and body language than literal words. Now, layer social context on top of that. For many women, openly expressing desire carries social risk, rejection risk, judgment risk, misinterpretation risk, so the brain chooses a safer channel, the body. From an evolutionary standpoint, this makes sense. Subtle physical signals allow interest to be tested without full exposure. Psychologists call this cost-benefit signaling. You show just enough to gauge response without overcommitting. That's why attraction often starts with proximity, with gaze, with orientation, and touch. These behaviors are largely unconscious. They're driven by the limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotion and bonding. Words come later. The body speaks first. If you're only listening for verbal confirmation, you're arriving late to the conversation.
There was a moment where I realized I'd been paying attention to the wrong thing. I was listening for reassurance, for compliments, for clear signals spelled out in sentences. And I kept missing what was actually happening. She'd sit closer than necessary, not dramatically, just enough to notice if you were present. When I spoke, her body turned before her head did, as if attention arrived before intention. There were pauses too, small silences that felt heavy, not awkward, the kind that invites you to stay. None of it came with a label, no confession, no obvious flirtation. But once I stopped chasing words and started noticing behavior, everything became clear. Desire wasn't hiding. I just wasn't looking in the right place. One of the earliest physical indicators of attraction is distance, or more accurately, the willingness to reduce it. Edward T. Hall's research on proxemics showed that humans protect space instinctively. We only allow certain people into closer zones. When a woman is attracted, that boundary softens. She leans in while talking. She chooses the seat closer to you even when others are available. She doesn't step back when the distance naturally closes. This isn't accidental. The brain associates physical closeness with safety and reward. If she feels drawn to you, her body moves first, often before she's consciously aware of it. What matters is consistency. Anyone can lean in once. Attraction shows up when closeness becomes her default. If she repeatedly occupies your space without signs of discomfort, that's not coincidence. That's comfort mixed with desire. Eye contact is one of the most studied attraction signals in psychology. When someone is interested, their gaze tends to stay longer than neutral. Not staring, lingering. This creates what psychologists call approach avoidance conflict. She wants to connect, but her brain also monitors social risk. So the pattern looks like this.
She holds eye contact a second longer than necessary, then breaks it, then returns to it again later. This back and forth isn't indecision, it's regulation. There's also a physiological component. Pupil dilation increases when we're emotionally aroused or interested. It's unconscious and impossible to fake consistently. What matters most isn't a single look, it's the repetition. If her eyes keep finding you in the room, that's attention. If they soften when they meet yours, that's comfort. And when those two combine, attraction is usually present long before words appear. I remember noticing it during a pause. Nothing dramatic was happening. No flirting, no teasing, just a quiet moment between sentences. Our eyes met, and instead of rushing to fill the silence, she stayed there. Not tense, not awkward, comfortable. She looked away after a second, smiled slightly, then came right back into the conversation like nothing happened. That's when it clicked. If she wasn't interested, that silence would have felt heavy, something to escape. But it didn't. It felt shared. And once you recognize that kind of silence, you stop needing compliments to feel certain. Mirroring is a subtle but powerful attraction signal. Psychologists call it the chameleon effect. Humans unconsciously copy gestures, posture, and even speech patterns to create rapport and connection. When a woman likes you, she may mirror small things, the way you cross your arms, shift your weight, or even sip a drink. It's not deliberate mimicry, it's her brain aligning with yours. Why? Because synchrony builds comfort. It signals trust and emotional resonance. The more she mirrors you consistently, the stronger the underlying interest. And the timing matters. Mirroring that happens in the first few minutes is often a casual social habit, but when it persists throughout interactions, it's usually a subconscious invitation. Recognizing this can make you more aware of genuine attraction versus polite social behavior. Another strong physical sign is preening. Psychologists note that when people are attracted, they unconsciously adjust their appearance, straightening hair, smoothing clothes, touching lips or jewelry. This behavior is called preening, and it's rooted in evolutionary psychology. In the animal kingdom, similar actions signal readiness to mate. For humans, it's less overt, but just as revealing. The key is subtlety. A single adjustment might be habitual. Repeated, attentive preening in your presence signals interest. Watch how she behaves when you notice her. Does she suddenly straighten her posture? Brush a stray hair away. These small actions are ways her body's preparing for closeness without needing words. Preening is one of the most reliable signs women give when attraction is present. I remember one afternoon, she brushed a strand of hair behind her ear while talking to me. At first, I didn't think much of it, just a natural movement, right? But then it happened again. Not once, not twice, but multiple times. Always when I looked her way. It was tiny, barely noticeable, yet it carried a message. She wasn't saying it with words. Her body was hinting. I'm paying attention. I'm aware. I'm present with you. That's the moment I realized these gestures mattered more than anything she could say aloud. Sometimes the smallest movements reveal the deepest intentions. Voice is more than just words. It's a psychological instrument. When a woman is attracted, her paralinguistics, tone, pitch, and tempo, often change. Her voice may soften. Sentences may slow slightly. Pauses appear in different places. These shifts are largely unconscious. They signal warmth, approachability, and interest. A research in vocal communication shows that people naturally adjust their tone to build rapport.
A softer voice conveys safety and emotional openness. What to notice? Does her tone change when speaking to you versus others? Does she sound more relaxed or playful around you? This subtle modulation is one of the most overlooked signs of attraction, and one that words alone rarely convey. Touch is one of the most direct yet subtle indicators of interest. Psychologists note that women often test boundaries through light, seemingly accidental contact. A tap on the arm, brushing past your shoulder, adjusting your jacket or hair. This isn't random. It's a form of reciprocity testing. She gauges your comfort with closeness. Research on haptic communication shows that repeated, low-risk touches increase rapport and signal attraction. The key is intention. Is the contact consistent? Is it accompanied by a smile or playful energy? If yes, it's more than friendliness. It's her body exploring connection, inviting you to respond naturally without force. I remember reaching for my coffee, and she lightly brushed my hand as she passed. I froze for a moment, thinking it was accidental. But then it happened again later that day, this time when our shoulders grazed while laughing. Nothing overt, nothing deliberate, at least on the surface, yet there was a rhythm to it, a pattern that felt intentional. It wasn't just contact. It was a quiet way of saying, "I'm comfortable with you. I'm here. I notice you." That's the kind of subtlety most people overlook. But for those paying attention, it speaks volumes. Body orientation is a silent language of attraction. Research in nonverbal communication shows that where we point our feet and torso often reveals true interest, sometimes more than words or eye contact. When a woman likes you, her body naturally leans toward you. Feet, hips, and shoulders subtly angle in your direction. Even during group interactions, her orientation may track you. This is connected to limbic system signaling. Your brain instinctively aligns with people you feel drawn to. Closed postures, crossed arms, angled away shoulders signal discomfort or disinterest. Open, forward-leaning postures indicate attention, comfort, and attraction. Notice these details consistently. Small shifts in orientation are rarely accidental and often reveal desire before anything is spoken. Attraction isn't just physical, it's emotional. Psychology shows that women often mirror the emotional impact of someone they're drawn to. A laugh feels louder. A compliment hits deeper. A teasing remark might spark a genuine smile or blush. This is tied to attachment cues and emotional sensitivity. Her nervousness, excitement, or delight around you signals that she values your attention. You can spot it in small reactions. Quick smiles, slight shifts in energy, subtle changes in tone or expression. It's not over-the-top drama, it's a measured, unconscious reflection of her interest. If you notice her mood subtly rise or soften in response to you, that's a clear indicator she's invested, emotionally and physically. I noticed it one evening during the casual conversation. She laughed when I joked, even before realizing I was joking. Leaning in, she mirrored my energy. Calm when I was calm, excited when I got animated. It wasn't intentional, at least not consciously. Her reactions flowed naturally with mine. A small glance, a quiet smile, a slight shift in posture, all in sync with my mood. That's when it hit me. Her emotional state wasn't random, it was a reflection of connection. These subtle shifts revealed something deeper than words could. She was attuned to me, and that attunement was desire in disguise.
emotional synchrony goes beyond moment-to-moment reactions. Psychologists studying emotional contagion show that humans unconsciously mimic the energy of those they're drawn to. If you're animated, she becomes animated. If you're calm, she mirrors calmness. It's a subconscious way of aligning with you. This isn't just coincidence. Mirroring energy builds rapport and creates a sense of shared experience. It also signals comfort and psychological safety. Her brain is essentially saying, "I'm in sync with you. I enjoy being around you." Repeatedly observing this pattern is a strong physical and emotional indicator of attraction. When a woman feels safe and attracted, her body relaxes naturally around you. Psychologists link this to stress down-regulation. Her nervous system recognizes your presence as non-threatening and rewarding. Watch for these signs. Shoulders drop, hands uncross, breathing slows, small, genuine smiles appear. This relaxed vulnerability isn't forced. It's unconscious. It signals trust, comfort, and openness. Essentially, she's letting her guard down without needing words. Repeatedly showing this pattern around you is one of the clearest indicators that attraction is present and that she's comfortable expressing it physically. Most men rely on words to gauge interest, and that's a problem. Psychology shows we have an attention bias toward explicit cues. We overlook subtle nonverbal indicators because our brains are trained to process verbal confirmation first. Add cognitive load, work stress, social anxiety, overthinking, and the signals get drowned out. Even obvious body language can slip by unnoticed. Another trap, oververbalization. Trying to force clarity or interpret every gesture too quickly often kills subtle attraction. The key is presence. Observe without expectation. Notice repeated patterns. Let your brain recognize the signals before your words try to label them. Miss these cues and desire often passes quietly without anyone saying a thing. There was a moment I realized I'd been approaching attraction completely backwards. I stopped asking for verbal confirmation, stopped overanalyzing texts and words. Instead, I simply observed her, how she moved, how she reacted, how she mirrored me. Slowly, everything became clear. The subtle touches, lingering glances, soft smiles, they weren't coincidences. They were consistent, patterned, meaningful. Once I tuned into these physical and emotional cues, I could feel attraction forming before it was ever spoken. It wasn't about control, it was about awareness. And that shift changed everything about how I noticed and responded to desire. Once you notice these signals, the way you respond matters. Psychology shows that matching energy is more effective than over-verbalizing interest. Respond naturally. Stay calm. Don't force affection or push for verbal confirmation. Non-neediness is key. When you remain grounded and present, your confidence signals safety and value. Reciprocity works here too. A light touch, mirroring her energy, or matching her attentiveness reinforces attraction without pressure. Essentially, your goal is simple. Be aware, responsive, and calm. Let connection unfold naturally. Desire grows when it isn't forced. By now, it should be clear. Attraction isn't usually spoken aloud. It's in the way she leans closer, in the subtle touches, in mirrored energy and relaxed vulnerability. These signs are consistent, patterned, and often unconscious. If you learn to notice them, you stop guessing, you start observing, and that awareness changes everything. Because desire isn't a conversation, it's a feeling, it's a rhythm, it's a story her body tells long before her words ever do. Pay attention, Stay grounded, and you'll see it.